Hi, I want to make a short video about the changes I made in Blackboard, so bear with me here while I try to get through this. So basically what I want to happen is when you log on to Blackboard, when you hit start here, you're going to see this. Once you have gone there, you might want to actually skip start here and go to lessons. So lessons is sort of my descriptor for the week's work. So in this week's lesson, you see week 4, chapter 3, numerical descriptive measures. So right now it's not available, but it will be when you're watching this video. So this week's lesson will open after class on 14 September and remain open for the semester. The quiz for chapter 2, because that occurs in this week, it's a little confusing, and assignment 3 will open after class today and stay open until 11:59 on Tuesday, 20 September. So now we look at what's within this. So learning and reading. First, I want you to read chapter 3 in the text and also read the article, "The Median Isn't the Message." And then I want you to watch the chapter 3 video and the how-to videos related to chapter 3. So there's one called A Little Bit More on Histograms, and then there's another one, News to Research Project, which includes introduces students to how to interpret numerical descriptive measures and some graphing and stuff that I thought you might find really helpful. We talked about it in class tonight. Those things should be always located right over here. So this is what I thought was confusing. But so now we'll have the chapter videos. So all of them will be in there in order, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And then the assigned articles will go here. So the median isn't the message ought to be right in this tab called assigned articles. And then how-to videos, all these how-to videos are all going to remain in this how-to video. So that way you can easily refer back to them over the course of the semester or whatever. So all of that learning and reading is in this category called learning and reading. Isn't that right? Okay, the next thing we have is the doing, the practicing and applying. So I essentially got rid of, I had before 3 categories. So I had this doing, which was practicing and perfecting, and then I had reflecting, which was sort of the quizzes, but I got rid of reflecting and I changed it to practicing and applying because it just was too cumbersome. So anyways, practice is going to be the homework problems just like before. So here's all the homework problems that you need to do. And yes, I realize there's quite a few of them, but there's a lot of different concepts in this chapter. And then also, I want you to, just like I have in the past, I want you to read the Writing with Statistics vignette, and in this chapter it's an investment decision, and then read the summary of that. In my book it's located just before part 3.4, but it could be different in yours. The quiz will cover these problems as well as that vignette. I want you to read the vignette because I think they do a really nice job of teaching you how to write with statistics effectively. Very important. Number 2, applying. So here is, and so you're going to take a quiz on that. And then applying, that's the assignment. So in this, you're going to you're going to try to apply what you've learned in this particular section to your research project. And as you probably know by now, that's a little harder than it seems like it ought to be. So what I've tried to do is provide you with some simple steps of the things I want you to do. So first thing is I want you to update your literature review. So I want you to add 3 more sites to it. You should have 3 already, or you should have 4 already. Now this will make it 7. Based on the assignment 1 guidance, which is, writing the sites in there with the little short summary, I want you to do the exact same thing for these 3 new articles. My thinking on the 3 new articles is that after you've had a chance to look for the data in assignment 2, you might have changed a little bit what you wanted to do, or you want to look at it a little bit differently, so you may need to update your literature review. So I want you to do that. So you're going to have a paragraph for each of those. And then I want you to find your data, get your data, and export it to Excel and start to mess with it a little bit. And then with your data that you have found for your project, I want you to apply the stuff you have learned in chapters 1 and 2. So you're going to need to do some graphing, and you're going to need to do some measures of central tendency, data dispersion, and other things like that that are within chapter 3. So I have a little video here that walks you through a lot of that stuff. but I don't have the write-up for you, but I do describe it all towards the end, what I want. But the key thing here is to keep it short, to try to flush out what you're actually trying to say in your research project. You're going to need your research question, and you're going to need to make a little sense out of your data. And it might be challenging because the applying part is always hard, but the sooner we dive into that, then the sooner we can start, making real strides to getting to where we want to be. So down here at the bottom, I have some details on what I am looking for. So the assignment should have 3 headings, a literature review, and that's basically these 6 paragraphs that you have written, these short little paragraphs that you have written already when you did your cites, right? You did 3 and you've got to do 3 more, and you're going to have to run those together into a couple of nice paragraphs, and you're going to label it literature review. At the bottom of your literature review, you're going to kind of culminate in your research question. And then you're going to move on to data description. That's going to be part 2. And in your data description, you're going to use all these things you have learned in chapter 3 to describe your data. You're going to talk about, I have 5 years, or no, I have 50 years of data about whatever, and this represents, the median household income from 1975 to 2015. The average median household income, when you look at the median across all groups of people, is X. But when you look specifically at this group or that group, it is then this other number. This can be seen graphically by looking at, figure 1. Because you're going to then, in your data description, you're going to have a graph of your data 1 at least, if not 2. And you're going to use some of these measures, like I said there above, central location dispersion, talk about the empirical rule, Shevlov's theorem, if necessary. You're going to limit your write-up to 2 pages, 1,000 words, and I want the word count at the bottom of your paper, so you can do a little screenshot of that and just stick it right at the bottom. I want to make sure it's 1,000 words or less. Make sure you insert your graphs into your paper and kind of write around it, and you use New Times Roman font at 12 with 1-inch margins, and it should be double spaced. Sometimes you have to make it like a space and a half or something, but double space makes it a little easier for me to read. And ensure that you have your references at the end of your summary. Your references should still be within the 2-page limit, but they might go on to a 3rd page. So I hope this is helpful, and I hope that you understand better how to use the Blackboard page, which is really what I was talking about. But I want to kind of change gears here and make sure you understand that all of this is described here on the content page for the chapter, and then over here, the data from the textbook is all going to go here. The tests and assignments are always going to be in here. The chapter videos here, assigned articles, the how-to videos here, so that when you click on any of these, you'll be able to see just a list of different videos. So here we've got the how to do finance, creating a histogram, that's the simple one. This is a little bit more involved, median mode. Etc. And then if we go back over here to the chapter videos, you look there, that should have chapter 2, here we have chapter 3, chapter 1, you get the idea. And all the tests and assignments should be here. It was just too confusing to do it the other way, so I'm going to get rid of all the other stuff, and we're going to stick with this format. So I hope this helps explain things, and I'll see you soon. Bye.